Hi, I'm going to show you the last pair of libros compañeros that I'm putting together for tomorrow's raffle. These books, I call them libros compañeros because they accompany each other to do something that all by themselves would not be able to do as well. And what they are meant to do is to accompany children. These are children's books, picture books that have been created for children, and I have put them together to make them even more effective and more powerful. And I am putting 10 pairs of libros compañeros. This is the last pair that I'm showing today because the raffle is tomorrow. And they are a copy of Dreamers, a book that I have created, and another book that will accompany it. And for this last pair, I have chosen another book by the same pair of creators, Jairo Huitrago and Rafael Jokten, because they are making books that are really compañeros, that are really strong, and they go to the emotions and the feelings of what children might be going through. And this book that I'm offering today is Walk With Me. I'm gonna read you a little bit of Walk With Me so that you have a taste of what it is that this book does. And it starts like this. You know, picture books, their strength is always how, with the images, they say something that perhaps in the text we will not find. And it is not that the text by itself tells the story, it's not that the illustration by itself tells the story. It is that it's a conjunction, it is all these things put together. The illustrations, the text, but also even the design, the size of the book, the way that it reads, everything becomes an experience. And in this book, the story is told through the experience of the book, the experiencing of the book, not only by one element by itself. And so I wanted to show you that here it says, Walk with me. You can see the girl with the lion, and there is a date there. If you are as someone who visually tells stories, you can recognize that a number and a date like that is not circumstantial only, so that it probably tells us something. And then the story, it begins like this. It opens up in this uh, end pages, and then it goes like this: Walk with Me by Jairo Huitrago and Rafael Jokten, and the dedication from Rafael is to My Dama Roja. That also tells a story. We don't really know that story, but it is always telling who these books are dedicated to. And it starts like this: Keep me company on the way home. Then I can have someone to talk to so I don't fall asleep. And you can see here the adults very distressed by what seems like the presence of this lion, though the children seem delighted. On the long way out of the city, let's go as fast as we can. Then wait for me. And you can see here the girl picking up at what is called a guarderia, which is a nursery, like a place where they take care of babies, a child care. Let's go together into the neighborhood. And to the store that won't give us credit anymore. And once more, I point out how every moment tells a story, and so that we can start figuring out what's the life of this child. Eat with us. And here is this child cooking for her little brother or sister and the lion. And if you like, you can wait until Mama gets home from the factory. And this is a story that it really reveals itself little by little, and brings us to a conclusion that doesn't really end until the end pages. Walk with Me, just the title tells something that that has to do with not being alone, and how children also experience having through things sometimes by themselves, and how this company becomes something important. I remember when I was a little child, I used to be very afraid. I used to be very fearful. So I identify always with children that experience fears. As an adult, I am a fearful person. And so what I do is I try to find the ways in which I can gather some strength. And I know that I gather strength to many things, but mostly I gather strength by finding company, by realizing that I am not alone. And if children can understand and live the not being alone, they will become stronger, they will grow stronger, and they will grow as someone who is part of being together with someone else, so that then we do grow together as a community. We do have a better life in this world because we are creating it together. We do have a better children's literature, a strong children's literature, because we create it together. And we have better communities because we bring things like this. We accompany each other through the journeys. There are 10 pairs of books that I have put together, and the reason why there are 10 books, actually I wish there were more. I have so many books that I could recommend, and I will be doing it, but right now I have chosen 10. And what I know as a fact is that I could not just give you one book. I could, but it will not be as purposeful if I gave you only one book, because one book cannot do almost anything all by itself. No matter how strong, how beautiful, how connected a book is, it cannot do it alone. It always does it because it is together with a community of other books, of other voices, in the same way that we do not do anything together in our home, in our classroom, in our community. When we have a real impact in how our life journeys and how we transform, it is because we are doing it as a community. It's because we are doing it with others, with the wisdom of others and what we others have to offer, and because we also give something. So in this case, I'm not giving you only one book. I am putting 10 books, and every one of the people and the teachers who win these books are going to receive a pair of books. And I hope that this is just the beginning of making a whole community of books that can support and be there for your kids, for your students, and for the children of your life. So tomorrow we are going to do the raffle, and you can still enter today, all day, and probably until tomorrow, the first time in the morning. We are going to do the raffle in around noon, which is time here in Mexico. Then what you do to participate is that you use either Twitter or Instagram, and there you post and share with everybody how you do it. I really want to know, how do you do it to create an environment, a classroom, a place and a space and a space between you and your students, so that they know that they are not alone, so that they know that their journeys is not something that they endure all by themselves, but that they are someone there to support them, to shoulder them, to lift them, to take them by their hand. How do you do it? it would be really important that we adults learn how to do that from each other so that we can share it and we can also implement it in our lives. So with that, this is the last book that I'm presenting to you, but also I know that you might have some other choices, some other suggestions, and if you can also tell us about some books and some experiences and some things that you've done that we can learn also to bring to our lives and the lives of our children, I will be very grateful. And also you will be entering the raffle, and hopefully tomorrow you will be the one who is receiving one pair of Libros Compañeros. Until next time.